Welcome, everybody. I'm Chris Menendez. He's Jeffrey Long, and welcome to the Primo Suprimo podcast. We just gave Kobe his 24 seconds here on the show. This is our first show since Kobe's passing. I'm sure everyone's heard of this. Everyone's pretty much still reeling from what happened on Sunday. A lot of memorials, a lot of athletes in general. The world is mourning the passing of Kobe Bryant and, Gigi Bryant, Gianna, and the 7 others who passed on that helicopter. It's been hard, but I can see that in general, at least sports, and basketball in particular, like everybody who's part of that family have all come together. Anybody who's played basketball professionally, on an amateur level, on any level, being fans or whatnot, we've all come together to a degree and have all mourned together. We are mourning together, and I'm sure in time we'll all be able to celebrate what Kobe meant to all of us. He was a unicorn of humanity. We say that, this person is a great person or that person is a great person, but Kobe, in my eyes now, as a 33-year-old man who is no longer chasing the basketball dream, I appreciated what he was doing for our sport, for women's sports in particular, and the example he was leaving for men in general, how to be fathers, how to be, productive in your community. And I truly believe that his relevance and his impact goes way beyond basketball. And, I had some stuff that I wanted to talk about here, but I guess that those things can take a seat back for a little bit as we just reminisce on Kobe and what his legacy means for at least here on the show and for everybody around the world. And Jeff, if you want, you can keep going, man. I'm getting a little too emotional for this.
Well, what's up, people? I'm just going to tell the podcast straight up from here on out, just so you know, I'm not the sports guy in the family. Chris is. I may be the taller one, and people assume I play basketball, but I do not. I casually follow it with Chris. He's put me onto a lot of stuff. I kind of dress like one because I've been, Chris is my older cousin. I've seen him like my older brother. So I've kind of emulated that. So people just assume. But Kobe has always been a name that I've seen. I've known about Kobe, the basketball player, before I knew about Kobe beef. For any other Kobe, that's not... I think of Kobe Bryant first, and everybody thinks of that. My mother even knows who Kobe is. I'm sure your mom knew who Kobe was. My sister, all my friends, everybody knows who Kobe Bryant is. And you associate him with L.A., with the Lakers. The Lakers, one of the top teams...
One of the greatest sports teams in the history of sports.
See, he has the statistics. He knows. One of the greatest sports teams ever. And they're obviously one of the most recognizable NBA teams. Would you say they're the most recognizable NBA team?
Yeah.
Them or the Bulls?
Yeah, them and the Bulls. I can say that. Yeah. California being the entertainment capital of the world and all that. Mm-hmm. Like it's only fitting for them to have... a team like the Lakers. They were called Showtime in the 80s with Magic and Kareem and James Worthy and all those players and all that. But, Kobe took it to a different level.
He was the face of it for
20 years.
My entire life.
Mm-hmm.
He got drafted the year I was born, and he retired, a year or two ago?
He retired in 2016? Yeah, it was 2016.
Oh, it's been a while now. Forget it.
Yeah.
That's been
2016, man. His last game, he dropped 60 fucking points, bro. Shaq asked him to give him 50. And he dropped He dropped 60 points.
You saw that game live?
Yeah, I saw it live. I was happy to say that I got to see him pull a comeback and win the game for his team on his last game. So it was extra special, man. And honestly, what hurts even more is that his little one passed. You know, and that honestly makes me a little bit more. It hits harder home because you see Kobe Bryant, the father, being not only a mentor to his daughter, in at least the videos that you see, but you see a father being there. You know, that's something that not a lot of us have. We don't have mentors. We don't have people in place for us to guide us as, you know, growing up. Like, I didn't have that. Yes, I had both of my parents, but I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have real guidance. And his words, he was a teacher, you know, he was a teacher, and I feel as if everything that he had, you know, all the wisdom that he had is now gone, and it was so abrupt. And how I've told everybody how I feel, honestly, is like NBA legends don't usually, or NBA players in general, they don't usually go out like that. You know, a couple of years ago, we had Caron Butler pass away in a tragic car accident. You know, and it was something to mourn, because plenty of no, not Caron Butler. I'm sorry, let me redact that. I meant Rasul Butler. He played for the Heat, and he passed away in a car accident with his wife, I believe. And it was a sad day. But this was just so out of the blue. I believe LeBron James came out and said that they spoke that morning. They had spoke that morning. And yeah, man, I found out. Surprisingly, I was at the Nike store with a friend of mine when Jeffrey sent me the message saying Kobe Bryant died, and it was just with question marks. And I said, nah, because obviously I didn't hear anything about it. And the next person, the actual person that I called to, you know, verify this was my nephew Jason, who is close friends with Zaire Wade, D Wade's son, and he was out in California, and I called him, and he told me that he didn't hear anything, and that Zaire had talked to Donovan Mitchell, and Donovan told him that that it could have been like a, you know, fake news TMZ article or something like that. But within 10 minutes after talking to him, the news just started coming out, and by the time I was checking out at the store, everybody was talking about it. Everyone at the cashier was talking about it. Everything. It was a wave. And it didn't hit until later that night, at least for me. You know, that happened. And it just feels like, for real, it feels like a bad dream. Every time I see his face and I see the, you know, year born and 2020, like the year that he was born and the year that he died, like that whole little, that picture just, it doesn't register for me yet that well. And it's just so whack that we lost, you know, one of basketball's greatest entities. Humanity, like I said, we lost a unicorn. You know, my mom and Jeffrey's mom, I'm sure they remember where they were JFK died. I'm sure they knew what they were doing, where they were at when John Lennon died. And this sucks now because I know where I was when Kobe Bryant died. And that is, honestly, like, it sucks. It's a horrible feeling on every level as a basketball fan, as a person who played the game with a dream, and as a 33-year-old man who, I don't have kids yet, I don't have a family yet, but someone who I felt I could base, you know, my my family life like? You know, be there for your family, be there for your kids, and give them the mentorship, the guidance that they deserve and that they need. And it just, you know, you're left like, you know, you're just left with this empty, you know, it's like a punch in the gut. You know, it sucks. It really, really sucks. And you can see it in everybody that has been like reporting on it. And, you know, it's a terrible time right now. The All-Star game, even the All-Star game now, they switched up the format. And, you know, in dedication to Kobe, which is something different. They just announced it today. And, yeah, it's so surreal right now. Because like how Shaq said, he's not going to have a Hall of Fame induction speech. Even though he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. His daughter isn't going to be able to play for UConn. She's not going to be able to be drafted to the WNBA. And it's an all-around just sad story, you know. And like I said, I said to someone, I think it was yesterday, it's crazy how someone you've never met and someone you've never met and someone who doesn't even know you exist can have such an impact on your life through their passing that it's crazy. You know, as a fan, it's been a horrible couple of days for pretty much fandom of basketball. You know, I personally have a couple items of Kobe Bryant. A t-shirt, 3 pairs of his shoes, and I'm going to cherish them until they fall apart. For real. I'm really, really lost for words. This really does suck.
I have one Kobe item, and it is the vinyl for his single with Tyra Banks, Kobe, and the B-side is none other than Thug Poet.
Yeah,
featuring 50 Cent before he was 50 Cent.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Next time you come, Jeff, you gotta bring it. We gotta put that on. We gotta put that on the gram to show people, you know, fandom at its best.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because Jeff mentioned it the other day. Me and Jeff, we had written a pilot for a show, and through our dreams of, you know, becoming, you know, comedy writers for a TV show, we actually had an idea for an episode where the two characters would go and do a certain job in a famous person's house, and we were like, dude, it has to be Kobe Bryant, because in the show one of the characters has Thug Poet and he's trying to get it autographed by Kobe. And yeah, it was just one of those pipe dreams, you know.
Yeah. One of those season 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah, exactly. How, you know, we have big dreams, and one of them, one part of our dream included Kobe. You know, it's terrible. It's just, you know, it's on a different level.
Yeah, this whole thing is messed up. Like, I heard about it from my friend, and then I saw TMZ posted it. And you hear TMZ, you think clickbait, inflammatory. And yeah, TMZ is a toxic ass website. But the guy who runs it, he's in LA. Like, he knows what's going on in LA. And when I saw a helicopter crash, I believed it. But you only see it from TMZ and like some of these other. It wasn't on the big websites, but I believed it the second I saw it. And then after that, all the news was coming out. All of his daughters were there. His wife was there initially. Then none of his daughters were there. And then we found out that it was just the one daughter. And it was the one daughter that played exactly like him.
Yeah.
Just like he played exactly like Jordan. Would you say he's the closest player to Jordan?
Oh, no, of course. He, like there's videos, and I showed you one last night, I think it was, that he was a shadow of Michael Jordan. You know, he was a shadow. Like, drop steps and spin moves and wraparound layups, fadeaway jump shots, pumps, back down turnaround, back up turnaround jumpers, all of it. It looked like Jordan, but it was Kobe. One thing that I feel Kobe did better than Jordan was one, shoot threes better, and he was a better dunker.
You think Kobe was a better dunker than Jordan?
Yeah, just for the simple fact that he was more acrobatic with it. He did 360s, he did windmills. One specific play of his that made me go, yep, I am a Kobe fucking fan. It was against the Denver Nuggets, and I don't remember exactly who was the one that gave the pass. I think it was Horace Grant, because he was still wearing number 8. Kobe was still wearing number 8, and he was wearing a pair of Laker colored Air Jordan 8s, and it was like a fast break. He caught it in one motion. He caught it. The defender came towards the ball. He wrapped it around his back. He sidestepped the defender, took it behind his back, and did a wraparound dunk. And that's where I said, yep, that's it. Like, that's my guy. That's my go-to dude.
Damn.
I did the exact same thing playing in an open gym in college once. I didn't dunk it, obviously, but I did the exact movement. I got a long pass from, it was an inbounds play, and I got the long pass. Defender went, I took it behind my back, I wrapped around, and I did a reverse layup. Obviously, it wasn't a dunk, but yeah. And it was just like, yeah, that's me emulating Kobe, and I knew it. Like, I knew that's what that was. That move, the finish, everything. And yeah, man, the guy was my generation's Michael Jordan. I say that because at least my gen of people who are in their 30s, and up, whoever is 30 now and up, by the time we came into the consciousness of, sports and the world around us to a degree, Jordan was already Jordan. I started playing basketball in the 3rd grade. That was the first time, that's when I really started taking basketball serious, was in the 3rd grade. And growing up as a kid, we knew that Jordan was the standard, So everybody wanted to be like Mike. And yeah, but I never got to see Jordan get drafted. I never got to see him win his dunk contests. I never watched his first title. I didn't watch his second title. I didn't even see his third title. I didn't see any of those titles. I got to really see Jordan from 96 and forward.
And that's when Kobe started.
And that's when Kobe got drafted. And, and everybody was still high on the air of Michael because, it's Michael Jordan. You can't, when you got Michael Jordan there, everyone, who they're going to be looking at. And, when Mike retired, I'm sure everyone felt like, oh, the league is going to be this, the league's going to be that. But nah, man. In 01 and in 02 and 03, Shaq and Kobe dominated everything. And people say that, they wouldn't have won, without Shaq. But no. I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked. People said that Shaq carried that team and all of that. No. Go back and look at those statistics. Kobe was killing it. Killing it alongside Shaq. So, without Kobe being there, I truly believe that Shaq doesn't win those 3 titles. I truly believe that.
Right.
Because name me another player that was on that team that could produce the same way that Kobe could. To match Shaq's, dominance, there wasn't another player on that team. Any of those titles, there wasn't another player that could carry the load the way that Kobe did. So, yeah, that just shows the importance of who the man really was as a player. his fucking work ethic, his psychopathic tendency to just want to be better than his colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so fucking whack that he's gone. As a fan, again, going back to being a fan, I would watch ESPN's Detail, which is those short segments where Kobe would get on, and he'd start breaking down certain plays of certain players or certain teams, and the guy was a goddamn genius. Like, the guy was a genius of the sport. So, on another branch of who he was, we as fans, we don't get that anymore. We're not gonna get that ever again, where someone that wise to his craft was sharing his knowledge with the world and how he viewed other players and the game itself after he took himself out of the game, in the sense of in the form of retirement. He was really dropping real big pieces of knowledge, and I can imagine what all the players that he impacted this gen, who spoke with him, who he gave knowledge to, who I can imagine what those conversations were like, what it was to actually sit down and speak with the man, the guy who was pretty much the dean, the founder, and every teacher of the school of Kobe. And just I would love to just talk to them about it. There's a picture right now that Slam has that shows the school of Kobe, and it's pretty much all the players that pretty much were under the tutelage of Kobe. And it's super cool because it's Jason Tatum, Paul George, Devin Booker, Kyrie, which Kobe in an interview said that he was closest to Kyrie. And Giannis, Trae Young, Luka Doncic, and DeMar DeRozan. And it's, I would love to just speak with them. I would love to speak with them and just hear what he would share with them. Because now all we have is his book, everything that he left for the world to see, and his 3 daughters and his wife, and yeah, man, it sucks. It sucks a lot. It's really impactful, man. It really, really is.
Did you ever get to watch him live?
Like in person?
Yeah.
I had never got the chance. Armando got the chance to watch him in person.
He versus Kobe, I assume.
Yeah,
right?
he versus
Lakers,
he got to watch. Armando got to watch him and Shaq play the Heat live.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I wish Armando was here to talk about that a little
Damn,
bit.
what year?
Ooh.
And did we lose?
We most likely did. we most likely did. If Shaq and Kobe were playing, we most likely did. But it was probably like right there, right before Shaq left. So, whatever.
Wade was there?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I have to go and ask Armando about that. But yeah, man, it's cool. I never got to see him live, but I got to see games on TV live, like as they were happening. For example, the game winner, the game tying shot that he had on Phoenix, got to watch that whole game, which included that game winner where Smush Parker, I think that play where Smush Parker hits the ball back inbounds, Kobe gets it. Yeah, Kobe gets it. He takes it to the right side and gives like on the side of the basket, he gives like a quick, like a teardrop jumper as he was getting hit, and it went in, and then he went into overtime. And then the game winner was where the ball was kind of going out of bounds. He gets it. He was going left, cuts. He with the ball, he comes across the 3-point line, mid-range. He sets up shooters. 2 defenders jump at him. Shot. Game match. Kobe just won that game by himself. Like, I wish everyone would watch that game, just so you can see that. Just so you can just experience that moment. And yeah, man, that I got to watch the 60-point last game, and yeah, bro, it's just, we're never gonna get that again. I truly believe that there aren't players that come around very often. Yeah, you have LeBrons and you have Dwayne Wade's and you have Kevin Durant's, Steph Curry's. You have all those amazing players, but someone like Kobe, it's just a different thing. You know what I mean? It's just a completely different, animal. So, again, as a fan, it just sucks. And as a person, as an adult who appreciates family and kids and all that shit, a lot of people lost a good example of what it is to be a father and a husband. And I think his impact will be felt in the league forever, and I hope that young players see who he was as a player and strive for that, and go to the gym 3-4 times a day. Fuck, he used to wake up at 3 a.m. to train, go home, take the girls to school or whatever, then come back, go back into the gym, chill, then go back to the gym and chill, and then go back to the gym like midday to train again.
Yikes, bro. After the league or during?
During.
Would he still train after?
I don't know. It's funny that you asked that because I think it was like a year or two ago. There was a picture of him that came out, and he had no shirt on, and he had gotten like a little gut, like the skinny fat man gut. You know what I mean? The skinny fat gut, and people were kind of roasting him, and he came out. He was like, "All right, give me 30 days."
30 days, that's it?
Bro, think about that. Like, he was still so, I guess, obsessive about competition that he just took that as a challenge. It was like, all right, cool. Yeah, you see me, I've been enjoying myself. So what? I'm retired. I'm Kobe Bryant. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to give me shit, no worries. Give me 30 days and all this, gut is going to be gone. Yeah. And you know what? He didn't, I don't know. He never took another picture with his shirt off and posted it on Instagram, or one of the paparazzi didn't get another picture of him without his shirt on. But I'm sure that after that month, he was back in like, basketball form at least, which is fucking really, really cool, man. So cool, bro.
So was the whole, I don't know, myth, but the legend that, Kobe never passed, was that true? Do you have any stats?
Stats, well, he averaged more assists than Michael. But that's the thing, though. People always give him and, give him shit for not passing, y todo lo otro. But, bro, it comes with the territory. If you're the man on your team, unless you're a point guard, you're not really going to pass. You're going to try and make your team better, by example. And that's what he did. He did his thing. And if people are just going to look at him as, he didn't pass, then, you're taking away from him as a competitor, as a player. But yeah, man, he averaged 4.7 assists a game, which isn't bad.
It's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. He's a shooting guard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Technically, shooting guards are just there to just shoot. Like the title says, shooting guard. You know what I mean? And even though a lot more goes into it, obviously, but yeah, man, I don't expect somebody who's averaging fucking what was it? What was his fucking career average for points? I think it was 25 points a game. He's averaging 25 points a game. My dude, like, come on.
Yeah.
So and something else that people don't give him was he was a hell of a defender. He was a hell of a defender. And that's something that people don't give him credit for. Ways to, how he would disrupt a pass, how he would close out lanes, how he'd come off and help, stuff like that. So, yeah, passing, of course, is a huge aspect of the game, but it's not like he didn't pass. You know, I can show. There's plenty of highlights of him, you know, giving out crazy passes, like Jason Kidd-esque passes.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like he's coming up and he does like a behind the back or behind the head, no look, and all this other stuff. And yeah, so he was a great all around player. You know, he did take a lot of shots though. He has the record for most missed shots in NBA history. But motherfucker got 5 rings. A slam dunk competition. MVPs. You know?
So you said he's made more points than Jordan, right?
I think it's that he averaged more assists, I believe.
That's it.
Yeah, and a couple other things. I think he actually passed Jordan in third all-time scoring, most points in history. LeBron, that's why his last tweet was to LeBron, congratulating LeBron for passing him as third all time in points. You know, so it's you know, it is what it is, man.
And for comparison's sake, has LeBron been playing more than Kobe's career? He came in 2003, right?
Yeah, you can say yes. LeBron, the thing with LeBron's stats that, you know, when they compare him to Michael and Kobe.
He was never injured.
Yeah, it's just that the fucking guy has never gotten injured like that.
How often does he miss games?
Dude, I think last year they gave him shit because he got first time he really ever had to sit down for multiple games and people were giving him shit. I mentioned something about it in one of our earlier podcasts that they were saying that he was washed up. Hey, go fuck yourself. You know, go fuck yourself. Don't call him washed up. Well, I'm sorry. Let me retract what I said about him and his assist. Michael did average more, but it was like 0.6% more. You know, Kobe averaged 4.7. Michael got 5.3. But whatever, you know what I mean? But that just comes to show you that fucking the greats, you know, they don't really pass like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you want to be the man on your team, you got to set an example of how you want the team to run.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, the guy was on a different level than everybody else. You know, and honestly, like, I'm going to try and take everything that he talked about and put it into my own life now. You know, because his examples are great, you know, as, you know, pretty much all around. He always talked about, you know, loving what you do. And it's true, man. Because if you love what you do, you don't have to work a day in your life. And you can tell that's what Kobe did. He loved basketball. He lived it. He breathed it. He ate it in the morning. He thought about it. It consumed him. And he loved it. He loved the sport. He loved the game. He loved everything about it. He fell in love with preparation. He fell in love with everything about it. And I truly feel that if more people lived like that and they did what they truly loved, there wouldn't be so many people stressed out and so many, you know, angry and pessimistic people, you know, around now. If we did what we loved and we had a way to express ourselves through what we wanted to do, then yeah, I believe that a lot of people would be a lot happier in life. You know, kind of like Kobe.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, because a lot of people say that, you know, the guy that they, you know, that knew him personally, they say that the guy was super caring and he was all smiles and he was a jokester and all this other stuff, you know? And all that we really got to see was the guy on the court who was this, you know, the Black Mamba and the intensity and the not giving a fuck who's in front of me. I'm going to destroy you. But behind closed doors, the guy took care of his kids. He was laughing. He was, like I said, he was playful. It was just everything, man. And that exuberance is gone now. That exuberance is all gone. And all we can do, like I said, is just look back on his life and just celebrate that. And celebrate little Gigi. And just send good energy and positive vibes to Vanessa, Bryant, and the girls. And just, take what we can from what Kobe taught us and make the best of it. And yeah, man. It's been hard, man. It's been hard.
Yeah, dude. It was just so random. I can't even lie. A helicopter crash?
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah, and the thing is that all the factors that day, I'm sure, were there. But they had to make it to that game. It was the Mamba Cup. And, Gianna had to play. And the other, her teammates had to play. It's just so... It's just terrible, man. I still can't, fathom what it would be like to get that phone call that, oh, such and such passed away, a loved one passed away because, some freak accident like that. And, it's never gonna, it probably won't ever, like, be the same. And that shit sucks, to be honest. That just sucks. But yeah, man.
Yeah. Life is short, people.
Yeah, man. Tell everybody that you know all the time that you fucking love them and show love. That's all we can do while we're around. So yeah, man. It's just sad. It's just it's been a crappy week, and it's crazy, man, because it's just the beginning of 2020, and I just hope that none of this. Nothing that's... I hope we have a boring 2020 now. I don't want... I hope whatever the universe has in store for humanity this year, isn't more tragedy. Because fuck. It's terrible. And yeah, man. It's terrible.
Yeah, man.
Especially all the families that were, because everybody, we all focus on, because Kobe was, the celebrity and that, that died there. But we also have to take consideration of John and Carrie Altobelli and their daughter Alyssa Altobelli, who was one of Gianna's teammates alongside Sarah Chester.
Yeah.
Who was, I believe, one of the other parents. Who was there with, I think, Peyton Chester, who was also playing with Gigi on the team. Christina Mauser was an assistant coach on the girls' team. For the team that they were coaching. I feel so bad for them, for their families. The Altobelli family. It was a family of, I think it was 3 kids, and now 2 children are without parents. Christina Mauser's family, they're without a mother. They're a father is without his wife anymore,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just sad. It's the pilot Arazobayan, if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sure he had family also that are feeling this, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Wow. Yes. It's not cool going, seeing one of your heroes die.
I'm trying to think if that's happened to me. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I haven't had someone like this immediate die or a celebrity that I admire die like this. Nah.
Yeah, it's
Not to this level.
right. But yeah. Segueing, let me just change the subject real quick to a lighter note. The Super Bowl is this Sunday.
I haven't heard about it.
Right? I haven't heard anything about the Super Bowl. No one's been talking about the Super Bowl after this. But yeah, the Super Bowl is this Sunday, and I'm gonna actually head out to one of the events this weekend to get the Super Bowl experience. I think the package that me and the boys got, we got to take a picture with the Lombardi Trophy and all that cool shit. So
Nice.
to get our minds off of this whole tragedy for at least a little bit. And yeah, man. All I've got to say is just we gotta stay strong, and keep going. But yeah, the Super Bowl, Kansas City and the 49ers. I call the 49ers because I like Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman, I've been a fan of his ever since he told off what's his name on ESPN. Yeah, I don't have much else other than that. I've just been hanging off this Kobe thing for since Sunday, and it just sucks. Wow, I can't believe that's taken up most of the show. If I'm bombarding everyone with more Kobe stuff, forgive me. It's just that I'm a hooper. I'm 33 years old, and the guy was an indirect, mentor, to a lot of us, including myself. Which leads, sticking on to the NBA. Before this tragedy happened, last week we got a very sad image of what happens when mental health goes unattended, in the form of Delonte West, where it was recorded. Someone recorded him in the middle of the street. I think it was in Las Vegas or Los Angeles. Somebody beating him up. Delonte West, for those of you that don't know, he was a former NBA player. I think he was a first-round pick, I believe. He played in Cleveland, and he played in a couple of teams in the league before he just kind of faded away. He's had mental issues. He was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, I think in 2008 or 18. I forget exactly what it is. But yeah, the video came up of him just looking ragged and looking just unhelped. And I truly, I understand if someone does, if somebody needs help and doesn't get it, you should just let them be. But no, if you love somebody and they have mental issues, you should definitely be there for them, listen to them, talk to them. If not, they're going to end up, lost, dead, drug addicted, whatever it is. Just, we should all be there always for each other. But if you have someone that's close to you that suffers from any mental disorder, any mental illness, I believe that you should gather around them and help them and show them that they have a support group and that they can go somewhere to be helped. Be it family, or if you're religious, you go to a church or a place of worship. Just try to help them. Get help. We live in a time where the image of mental health is, the view of it is starting to, the taboo of speaking about your mental health here in the United States is starting to slowly, that point of view is kind of like fading away. And I believe that there is help out there. And yeah, we should just be there for each other, man. We really should. It's cool to see, like, right after that video came out, LeBron came and he said that he's trying to get Delonte financial help and mental health, and he's actually really helping him out. And it's really good to see that the NBA also pitched in for that, taking care of one of their own. That's how it should be. It should be that we all should, take care of each other and for anything. if somebody's down on their luck or in a shit position in life, I really believe that, if you love that person, that they can turn to you, or you should just go to them and be like, hey, do you need anything? Mind you, obviously, if you can, because you don't know when it'll be the last time you see that person, or or when that person will disappear or go, and I truly believe that we should all just, especially after this tragic loss, everyone should just be there for each other, and just help one another, pick up on people, pick up on the idiosyncrasies of people, just because you should be able to help people even without them saying anything. You should be able to pick up on little things that they do, and help them when you see them kind of not being themselves, and just so you can show that they have someone to go to, and just help them. That's all I'm saying. It's just we should all just help each other out, man. Shit. The fucking guy that's sitting right in front of me, which is my cousin, he's helped me out a lot. Through this podcast, through just chilling, hanging out, and just talking shit that, to a degree that's therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had my really bad episodes, and I've always been one to just hide. When I get depressed, I hide, or I just close people off, and it's just it's comforting knowing that you have people who you can just go to and talk about your issues, or whatever it is. And I hope that everybody, whoever listens to this, has that person. If you don't have that person, shit, email us and we'll try to help you out. And yeah, man. Yeah, Delonte West, I'm telling you guys, these past 2 weeks have been really big eye openers for a lot of different things. And mental health last week was one of them, through Delonte West, and that we should help everybody that we see who has certain issues. But yeah, man, craziness these past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's a lot, bro. A lot to take in.
Yeah.
In the NBA world, I was unfamiliar with this whole Delonte thing. But yeah, it's sad. I don't even think I want to watch that video.
Yeah, man. It's, in the video he's incoherent. He's talking, just rambling about just, stuff that just doesn't make sense. Yeah, man. But yeah, everybody, I guess I'll be cutting it short today. My message for today is just be out there for your loved ones, and just love each other every day. Express it. I grew up in a time where dudes didn't fucking say I love you to each other, and even like with my own friends, I love my boys. They're also my therapy, and they're my family, and I wouldn't know what to do if one of them happened to fucking just shed their mortal coil. So yeah, man, people love each other and be there for each other, and yeah, and love what you do, because a lot of people say, oh, they used to say that cliche that tomorrow isn't promised, and it really, really isn't. It really, really isn't. So look at the person that's in front of you or next to you, and wrap your arm around them and just be like, yo, I love you. And yeah. But thanks you guys for listening. Next week we'll be back, hopefully, in a more upbeat mood. Yeah. And much love, everybody. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Peace out.